Taking a closer look at what we want to achieve here. Eventually I'm going to go to the roads mode. I'm going to go to signage, add linear road furniture, and in using this function you need to obtain a polyline, or alternatively you could design a road and then use the display line of the road. In our case we're going to use the polyline function. So pressing escape, we're going to use the draft expert. A couple of things I want to point out. If we zoom in, you'll see I've gone and put in a prefix here of underscore, which can be changed under option settings. I've called my points RR for road reserve, and I've done this in a sequential order. In order to explain the sequential order, let's take a look at the settings we require. So if I go to Tools, Draft Expert, Settings, this is the measurement mode I was referring to of sequential. So it's all in a straight line. In other words, our points are measured in a straight line like that. You do also have the option of side to side and zigzag. If you'd like more detailed information as far as the draft experts is concerned, please do visit our website's F&Q section. I'm going to revert back to sequential. In a similar manner, if you're using this functionality, you need to, as mentioned before, go and put in a prefix at the beginning of the line and a suffix at the end of the line. In that case, the draft expert knows where to start and end a line. If your survey has been done correctly, then it's very easy to use the function and it will save you a huge amount of time. If it's not done correctly, well, then there's a couple of workarounds that I'm going to show you. Let's first of all assume that the survey is done correctly. In that case, we go to Tools, Draft Expert, Coordinate File. I've gone and named this Road Reserve on the left hand side. So it will be that one over there. Click on Open. It's a comma delimited file. So this is very much the same as when we imported the original survey. Click on Next. Go and name your columns and then save settings as default. Click on Finish. There's the name that we import in, and when we import it, we want Civil Designer to go and create a CAD polyline for us. You could go and specify on what CAD layer you would like to save this. Let's call it Road Reserve. Specify things like your pen colors, your line styles, and then just pointing out again we've got a sequential measurement mode. Click on OK and OK again. So you can see we've got an additional red line. I'm going to press ZL on my keyboard. That line is now the polyline. I'm going to turn off my line model and select the polyline. So looking at our properties, we've got the polyline. As mentioned before, the objective is to go and put in road linear furniture that is draped on the ground. In order to do this, you need to activate the surface you want to drape the linear furniture on. So I go back to my display settings and I go and activate surface number 1. Click on OK and turn off my names. And because we're using a roads function here, you go to the roads mode and then just ensure that you are in fact utilizing the correct surface. With that in place, you go to Signage, Add Road Linear Furniture. Indicate the polyline, so we've got the polyline in place. We're going to use a standard mode. In that case, this linear road furniture will be applied along the full length of this polyline. The furniture, and I'll explain this in more detail shortly, will be a fence furniture. The post distance between each other will be 20 meters. Click on the green tick to update the information and then zoom in into our polyline. right click and quit. I'm going to select the polyline and delete it, and then I'm going back to my display settings, and this is just to give us a more impressive 3D view. I'm going to turn on the shading for surface number 1. Click on OK, right click and render view. If we were to zoom in now, you can see that the fence has been applied along the length of our original polyline, and it's using the ground level for elevations. Now you can see the actual length of this fence, and that is why I feel that you could really benefit from using this Draft Expert to save you a huge amount of time. You can imagine how long it would take to manually draw that fence along the entire length of your road reserve.